Well, we're talking about how
Roasting
Zeltor likes to eat people. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Still.
Yeah, Zeltor eats people.
Okay.
I'm still messing around with some of
Are
the
you still trying to get your
levels
stuff
on this.
together?
Very good.
But yeah,
Zeltor requires cat.
so whenever my character talks, that's what I'll be switching into.
Hell yeah.
I'll just
Since
use my deep
he
gravelly
always
voice.
wears his helmet.
I still haven't really decided on my voice for Coljan yet.
Well, I was either gonna go like a version of my Palp voice, or just like a deeper voice, or like a little bit of both.
Hello.
You want to eat your face. Do it.
Mm,
The
I'm
face.
Do
going
it,
to
eat his
munch
face.
Your
on you.
hung. Yes,
I will
sense,
say,
I sense your hunger. It makes you strong.
it's
Mountain
strong.
to it.
All right, dudes. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
Awesome.
I'm ready.
Woo!
Jomi's been working on this forever, and I'm excited. Matt
know,
says he'll
right?
be on in 20, so by the way.
Oh boy, then
Okay.
we have to redo our bubbles, you and me.
That's fine. It'll work. We'll make it work.
Sure.
All right, so intro for anyone watching my stream will give us the episode title for this first episode, which is Cut Your Losses, and the location of this adventure, which is the planet of Mahaley.
That's how you say it.
Mahala.
Located just down the street from Alistair.
If you guys click on the little flag banner on your map on the left side, you should see an icon pop up for Mahaley.
The flag
Aha, there it is.
Bookmark
banner. I mean,
looking
I knew where
thing.
it was already. It's right here. I found it.
Yeah, so on the left side under your little character image thing.
There it is. That sees it.
Yeah, so just inside the mid-rim,
What happened?
so before we jump completely into what's going on, I'm going to have you guys roll Destiny, so you'll see a thing pop up in your window for that.
You gotta open up the chat bubble one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so in the chat window, just click on that, and that'll, get us started.
Okay. Fuck.
Great.
Two
Wonderful
dark
start.
side and one light side for you guys.
Great. We're off to a good start.
This is amazing.
Zeltor approves.
So, okay, so in lieu of an opening crawl, I'll kind of give us a recap and a setup for what you guys are doing. So, following the execution of Order 66, the Empire has begun annexing the Old Republic systems throughout the galaxy, moving slowly from the core towards the Outer Rim. In the expansion region planet of Mahaley, a recent attack on the Royal Palace has left the world without a ruler. The Imperial Governor for this sector has publicly denounced Republic sympathizers as responsible for, as the responsible party. As a loyal Republic member, the populace tends to support the rebellion, which is not really called that yet, but we'll refer to it as such. They're sort of the resistance at this point. But with this attack, some of the locals are wary of continuing this support. Okay. Let's see how quickly this goes. Beautiful. Everyone should be over there quick.
Ooh.
Very nice.
At I'll put you guys on the map in just a second. So at Snid and excuse me, this is a mouthful. At Snidds, Snipps, and Sullustan styles, rumors swirl between the patrons and the employees who seek to make sense of the galaxy's current state of affairs.
Talk about alliteration.
Yeah, it was.
Really rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
It's easier to write that than actually say it.
Oh, I bet.
So first of all, let me put you guys in the right places here.
We're at an intergalactic barber shop, huh?
You are indeed at an intergalactic barbershop.
Does this barbershop have Sullustan soul? Those Sullustans got soul. No, come on, guys. That was fine.
No, I approve. I just have push to talk on. So
Oh, okay.
I didn't get
sometimes
it.
my laughs don't come.
I wish I had an applause button.
Because you
on
know
my
barbershop,
guitar.
you know the barbershops in the movies, how they always got like like a good soul music playing, and they just got the vibe.
Oh
and
yeah.
Sullustan soul, so I went with the alliteration. So that's what I was
Great.
going with.
Yeah.
Clever,
I
like
got
it.
you. I understand it now. I know where we're
Took me a
going.
minute. I was like, I don't watch a lot of barbershop movies. So
Zeltor not know.
So
That needs a movie night.
Zeltor has many movie nights.
I wonder what kind of movies. Actually, this is a good character builder question. What kind of movies does Zeltor like?
Let's get to know
Zeltor
the
likes
real Zeltor.
romantic comedies.
That's awesome.
Everyone assumes Zeltor is all about the action, but he
So, you
is
know, like the
for a rom-com lover.
so you know, just thinking of like you know the like the Valentine's Day movies, like how those commercials are.
Absolutely.
I'm just thinking, Sandra was just your run-of-the-mill Twi'lek, but then she met a Malastarian named Randy. Coruscant Pictures presents.
it.
Well, hold on.
night.
In
That's
fact,
right.
But then they met on the starship ride of their lives. Coruscant Pictures presents Love at First Flight.
and I think that this is the movie trailer that's playing on the TV in this place, or the monitor.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Background.
Yes.
One of the
So, like,
patrons
yeah.
is just like, I hear that's got some mixed reviews.
It's been done before.
So the next time we're in the Outer Rim, or the next time we're in Coruscant, we're gonna go see that, right?
It's been done before.
We'll have a few credits to throw around, hopefully by the end of this job.
They're basically just taking the visual
Okay.
concept of.
It's hard to
the
watch
fight
movies
and
through this
the
helmet.
So our adventure begins at this barbershop, which I won't try to repeat. It's a quaint, old-fashioned Sullustan-style barber, which I don't know what that means, but I put it in my notes. Located,
It was an Elo over here at Sullustan?
indeed.
Okay, good.
This barbershop is located in a small, remote lumber town on this planet. Now, I don't think I put too much info in the actual entry, but Mahaley is an agri-world, which means that it grows food and raises livestock, stuff like that for
Yes.
at least what used to be the Republic, to supply food for its various worlds. This town that you're in, it happens to be in one of the forests and is a lumber mill town. So in the barber, there's four stations, but currently only 3 employees are on duty. So one of the things is vacant.
Isn't Neffy like the only one of our characters that probably
With hair?
could like
So,
get a
Who would
haircut?
be at a barber?
Honestly,
How do you think I get this due? How do you think I get this due? Look at
so honestly, yeah, I mean, I had considered that, and I still think it's funny, so we're gonna go with it. So,
I feel like the protocol droid over there is gonna keep bothering Zoorn.
before
The helmet stays on, droid.
The helmet
So-
stays on.
So I'll put it this way with regard to Matt. If you guys want, since he's a droid, makes sense that he probably wouldn't be getting serviced in any way.
Ah, no droids. Gotcha.
So,
He's outside.
well, I mean, they
Or on the
employ a
ship
droid.
still.
He could be either on the ship, he could be waiting in the waiting area, he could be outside, whatever you guys want. But we'll just have him. We'll have you guys all go 1, 2, 3, and then hopefully he'll be back by then.
Ease.
So with that in mind, we can either roll for
Sometimes
it.
you pick your nose, but you can't pick Zelsar's nose.
He doesn't have a good one.
It's true. He probably wouldn't appreciate it though.
Nope, probably not. I'm sorry,
So-
I keep interrupting you, Jomi. Go ahead.
It's all good. It's all good. So I'll leave it up to you guys. Either one of you can volunteer, or we can roll for it. But so again, as you pointed out, Coljan is probably is it Coljan or is it Coljan?
Coljan.
Coljan. Okay, good. I like that better.
Mhm.
Cole
He's
for
the only-
short if you're feeling nasty.
Okay. Well, I'll wait till the mood takes me. So Cole is the only one that really has hair, I guess, that's exposed at least. But I guess Zeltor could be getting some kind of service. I'm not sure what.
Heat cleaning.
They're wrapping him in the hot towel.
Yeah, why not?
So
Zeltor likes a hot towel every now and then. Opens up the
Okay.
pores.
So, yeah, which one of you wants to go first, I guess, in terms of narratively here?
I mean, well, so why are we here?
Good
I mean,
point.
I need to know why
you
we're
could be
here
getting
first.
a haircut. I don't know what the
Well,
hell
I
I'm
mean, like,
doing
why are we
here.
on this planet in the first place?
Yes, quite. Actually, is a good point. So, I didn't have a name for them yet, but I want to leave it up to you. So, you guys would be here tracking a bounty, presumably, probably Coljan's bounty. So,
We actually already have backstory for that.
yeah, absolutely. So
Fair.
that'll get worked in. I was kind of thinking during like your service and while you're interacting with the barbers. But to give everyone the overview, yeah, you guys are on Mahaley tracking a bounty. You are in this town because pretty much the last place that you saw him was heading into the sort of depths of this forested area. So you're all kind of. I would say that the reason you're in the barber specifically is that you decided to, you ended up in this town and kind of decided to take a break from tracking him for a second and stop in here. Maybe one of you said, hey, cool, I need a haircut, or, whatever you want.
Also, barbers usually know things. Barbers know the locals.
Absolutely. So if you want to try to get information, you could try to do that too.
Okay, cool. So I guess I'm getting a haircut now.
I'll just stand
I
by
accept
the door because apparently
Just a
I'm
little
bad
off
with
the top.
people.
Also, just a little off top and a little spa treatment here. My hair needs to stay silky smooth. Takes a lot to keep this hair nice.
Yep. So, Coljan, you are being serviced by this Duros man, Zell Bora.
All right, and then I guess,
Sorry, go ahead.
so I guess yeah, we're just going on with it. Can I
Yeah.
know the name of my bounty, or like some details about my bounty? Because I should know who it is, right?
Well, I was leaving that up to you, but we can come up with it.
Oh, okay, cool. So I can improv this one.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Let's see here.
He's so excited. You can hear it in his voice.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh,
So you're not exactly at the beginning of your haircut, probably. He's,
I'm in the middle of it.
right, yeah. So if you want to speak first, go ahead, or else I'll have him talk.
Oh, Zelsar, right?
Yes, sir, that's me.
Okay, yeah, how you? I'm doing pretty good. I've been around here for a while. I'm looking for a yellow-skinned Rhodian. Have you seen one? I haven't seen a lot of Rhodians around here. I was wondering if you've seen one.
Hold on, I gotta write this down.
No, I should probably get a notepad too. That's important.
So,
Yeah.
I suck at notes, but it would make sense to do.
Right.
that's why I record.
Yeah, recording is a good idea.
But for this particular thing, I want to put it in my notes. So, I haven't seen too many Rhodians around here. Probably in a few years, actually.
Really? So they're not a common occurrence around here. I noticed I noticed quite a few Duros and there's a Sullustan here. I was wondering what you usually see around here.
Oh, mostly humans, honestly.
Oh,
Me-
well, I haven't. Well, that makes sense. We have a lot of attachment to our hair.
He kind of chortled.
And I'm just assuming that I'm kind of in the waiting area over here somewhere.
Sure. Let's go ahead and put the rest of you on the map here.
I'll just start out with me getting a haircut.
Yeah, and
Love
I'm just
it.
over here, just like,
This is the last way I expected this journey to
I
start.
don't really
was
care for my hair.
That's what I was going for. I hope it's not disappointing.
I love it. It's a great
just the
start.
entire time I'm just like perusing whatever magazines they have on their
Flying
shelves
around.
and stuff, just like trying to listen in on the conversation a little, just looking around, watching
You
out
guys
the
will-
windows.
You guys will notice that Zeltor's token is like 1.5 times.
Yeah.
It is a little bigger.
Oh my god!
Oh, I
noticed
mean,
that.
And I'm assuming that
very
Zeltor.
small.
I'm assuming that they would make the droid serve Zeltor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm prone to.
Just-
no, I'm not.
Yeah,
no.
they would like
No.
to stay out of face eating range.
Yeah, just don't say anything rude. That's pretty much it.
So, without a roll, Coljan, you would definitely get the impression that this Duros is not really all that in tune with the community, the planet, and doesn't really seem all that competent. They probably gave you to him because you were getting such a simple haircut.
Okay. Well, Zelsar, is there a cantina around here or somewhere where we could find a place to crash for the night? What time is it right now, by the way?
I'd say it's midday.
Okay. So yeah, we'll probably want to find some lodging for the night.
At some point, I would think we would.
We could stay on the ship, but it would be better to gather intel at a cantina.
Speak for yourself. I love my room on my ship.
Yeah, but we can't get intel on your ship.
Oh
yeah. Oh, I should start talking to you and Mando when we do that.
Just like the like.
We just have Mando in
Inner-circle
conversations.
jokes.
Just... So yeah. So Zelsar, is there a good cantina around here? A place to get some good eats, maybe?
Well, there's not too much of a way of lodging, but there's a food counter across the way from here in town. And sort of out of character, you guys would know that in terms of like a cantina or any sort of lodging, you're gonna have to go to a more major city, and also something that
They don't have a local drinking hole.
not in this particular settlement. And I'll throw this out there too, just in case it helps. I was gonna kind of reveal this as part of as we go, but with the way that this is all set up, you guys would probably have your ship parked somewhere, in a clearing somewhere near the forest, so your ship wouldn't be super far away.
Okay, gotcha.
So we're not at like a spaceport though.
No. In fact, let me give you guys an idea of what the town looks like here real quick.
Yes.
Okay.
I also just thought of an interesting way to kind of include myself in the conversation while also including why Matt's not here yet.
Yeah.
Figure I can ask if there's like a droid repairman or somewhere in the town, because the droid on my ship just kind of shut down a little bit ago.
I know lore-wise, a lot of agricultural stations usually use droids for their work, and they probably would need at least one repairman.
Yeah, but I figured I'd just be like, you know of any good droid repair station in town?
Oh,
The engineer
shit,
bot
Matt,
on my ship decided to shut down recently.
That's fine.
I am not even in the thing yet, so I cannot see anything.
Okay, so the town itself is somewhat unique for the planet, as I mentioned. It's a small lumber mill settlement in kind of the middle of a heavily wooded, remote sector of the planet.
Sounds a lot like Riverwood from Skyrim. That's what
Oh
I'm-
no!
Directly across from the barber is a large barn, flanked by an even larger enclosure, which you guys will see is filled with nerfs.
Ah, the cow things.
Yes. To the right and north of that is an open-air dining area attached to a sort of local food counter.
Well, anyway, while we have you here, Matt, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm sorry, what?
So we have you here now, finally. Why don't you
Yep.
introduce yourself?
Well,
Both you and your character.
Oh yeah. So I am H1KK or Hick. And what I don't remember the backstory off the top of my head. I am a droid who is who works in mechanics. I fix things. And sometimes I shoot things.
You're an assassin droid that's a mechanic.
That's been repurposed as a mechanic.
Yeah, you're the mechanic on my ship, the Terrapin.
So I'm on a I don't remember your character's name off the top of my head, Zay.
Zoorn.
You're a Zoorn. That's a beautiful name. I love it. And I'm assuming you picked me up somewhere and repurposed me. Is what happened.
That's what I'm
Be the
assuming.
mechanic on the ship. Because
Or
I
you
obviously
bought-
cannot just
or-
walk onto a
or-
ship and be like, hire me as your
I'm
mechanic.
thinking you bought him secondhand because people thought he was supposed to be an assassin droid.
but
they
he
kept returning him
became
because
a
they couldn't
mechanic.
kill him. He was like, yeah, he's a mechanic droid.
And I just thought it would be hilarious to have an assassin droid that's the mechanic on my ship.
I like it. I'm rolling with it. It's like, aren't you supposed to be an assassin droid? Well, I am an assassin droid. I do not understand your question. Well, aren't you supposed to be good at killing things? I was, at one point. I am now good at fixing things.
This was the best
The
trade deal
irony.
ever.
The irony.
Oh man.
My assassin droid doesn't kill people, he fixes things.
All right, so
Oh, I'm in the map.
let's do a flashback where we're all on the ship.
So now I have to click my destiny roll.
There you go.
Ooh.
Good shit.
Yes!
Ooh,
God!
Thank you, Matt.
boy. The droids win again.
So, to set you up a little bit, Matt, let me pull it up here.
This is why I love droids.
So, you guys are on the planet of Mahaley over here.
Ooh.
Over here?
You are tracking a bounty, a yellow-skinned Rhodian.
Named Swaki Mulna.
Swaki Muna?
Mulna.
Mulna. Okay.
Swaki Mulna.
Remember, I'm bad with names.
Chupa solo.
That's okay. I'm bad with
Swaki
names too.
Mulna.
So basically, they had tracked this. Was it a man or woman or
Man, male.
Okay. male? So you tracked this dude to the middle of this sort of forested area and came to this sort of lumber mill town in the middle of the forest. And I was just kind of describing it since it didn't want to load. But they stopped here and found this very quaint little Sullustan barber, and they were stopping for Coljan to get a haircut, and we were still determining what Zeltor was getting done.
Info gathering. Johnny.
Yes.
It was info gathering.
I'm just there to look scary, sit in a corner, and maybe get a hot towel.
You know, hot towel.
Yeah, so where we left off was that Coljan was talking to Zelsar, this Duros barber here.
Yep.
And was asking him about his bounty. Unfortunately, Zelsar didn't seem too competent, didn't really seem all that helpful.
This man here, that's just the absolute stereotype of alien.
Yep.
He did let you know that they don't see too many Rhodians on the planet. Mostly it's humans. And to elaborate a little bit on that, as an agricultural world, like, it was basically colonized by the Republic, and so most of the hands and people who are hired to work here are going to be human.
That
Oh,
works out.
I remember seeing in like that there's another race here, like the Mahayans or something.
Yes, there is a local, an indigenous group on this planet as well. They have been oppressed.
Yeah. As the Empire.
Not
did.
surprisingly.
That's how the
But
Empire-
actually, they were oppressed by the Old Republic, so they've been oppressed by humans for a long
Ooh.
time.
Ah, cool. Good to know.
So they're
so
probably
at-
not too fond of people.
So what you're saying is, if I suddenly point my gun at him, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that.
This is
Well,
gonna
he's
get
not one
ugly
of them.
really
He's
quick.
just a Duros. He's just probably gonna run. But so after you kind of have your little back and forth, he asks you, well, how's that looking, Per?
Looking absolutely fabulous, Zelsar. Thank you. And I'm going to tip him a few extra credits.
Excellent. You do so. He, gives you a very polite nod and whatever looks like when a Duros smiles.
That's
Yes.
funny.
Oh, wait. I did want to ask him where's the nearest city. Or nearest spaceport, I should ask.
Let me see if there's any actually listed, or else I'll just make one up.
So in the meantime, I'm going to lean towards Zoorn and speak in Mandoa and say, "You had Hick running the life scan sweep of the forest, right?"
Of course I did. You think I'm stupid?
Well, I'm just making sure. I guess what I should be asking is, have you heard back from him yet?
Not as of yet.
Okay.
I hope that he's at least still functioning on that ship for now.
I can't hear you.
When did you get on this comm channel?
How are you? Oh, I guess you would have programmed him to understand Mandoa, obviously.
Well, yeah.
It's like our native language, but
Or at least one that was taught to us as foundlings.
cool. So yeah, we're establishing that we had Hick running a life form scan, looking for the bounty.
All right, cool. So Zelsar will let you know that he says, well, Encross is really the only major city, and that's on the other side of the planet.
Our quarry's not really airborne, so it's doubtful he's going to be heading that way. He's probably going to be trying to find a ship first.
Well, then maybe in that case we should be making a search for all the ships in the area.
I would suggest a junkyard.
A
Just
junkyard?
Is there a junkyard in
Yeah.
an agricultural village? It's a lumber mill.
That doesn't mean anything. Things break down.
I mean,
Things
they
need
do have to get
replaced.
rid of their waste somewhere.
Scrapyards. It has to go
True.
somewhere.
Zell definitely has a point there.
He does.
You would
Is
think
there
a
a
big-
is there a local authority? Aside, hopefully not a non-imperial one.
Currently currently the rule of this planet is in flux. There was recently a bombing of the palace, the sort of local rulers, leaving there sort of like a vacuum in the power here. So, and with the and again, as I've said up at the beginning, we're in 17 BBY, so you're kind of just at the beginning of this transition from Old Republic to the Empire, because of course the Empire didn't instantly go to every planet. So
Right.
That's fair.
yes. So
Yeah, we're on our own.
yeah,
then.
yeah. So there's not really any ruling authority right now here.
Well, then I guess since my haircut's done and we're not going to get any more info out of Zelsar, we should probably make our way towards that eatery. Maybe that dude has more of a
I am
knowledge
quite
on the-
hungry.
So before that happens, what I have to know, what is Zeltor like? What are you getting done here? What is your service that you're receiving from L0K5?
A pedicure.
Beautiful.
I'm serious.
God, I love Zeltor more and more. He really
He likes
grows
to
on
eat
you.
faces and
I
make sure
don't
that
have
his toes are
shoes.
in
I
proper
have giant
conditioning.
clawed feet. I have to keep them up tight, and if I have to run, you can't run with giant clumpy claws. They have to be kept short. I mean, what do you want from me?
So I'm done. So I'm gonna.
So I'm done. I don't want to get hit with any nail clippings. So yeah, this protocol droid is clipping away, filing away at your quite sizable toenails.
In the meantime, I'm gonna walk over here and talk with Zoorn. Try and get some strategies going here.
I'm just going to enjoy my pedicure.
Well, while he's enjoying that, what do you think our next step should be?
Well, if the life form scan doesn't pan out, we're gonna have to find another way to find our target.
Well,
Looking
Are we sure that
looking
he's looking
around
for a
the
ship to get
wildlife,
off
I didn't
this
see any
planet?
large animals, so a Rhodian should show up pretty easily on that scan.
and the sensors on this ship should be in fully functioning condition.
Yeah, so I will let you guys talk to your droid in just a second on the ship. But so I'm sorry, I really want to do this conversation. So the protocol droid looks up. He's a protocol droid, so he doesn't really have facial expressions per se. But you can tell that In typical C-3PO form, he's pretty horrified by his job. But he's sort of doing the protocol droid equivalent of grinning through it, and he's serving his master. So he says, "Well, I do hope you and your friends are enjoying your stay here on Mahali, sir."
Well, I thank you for the concern. I surely hope we do as well. And you're doing a fine job. Thank you so much for the effort you're putting in.
I must ask how you know them, being in Bashad. If you'll forgive me.
Oh, of course.
God, are we about to tell the story? Are we about to go into backstory?
We can always go into backstory, but
Let's do it.
I'm not a big talker. I'm very polite, as long as you're polite to me. So I kind of try to keep it short because it's just business. But
it's a long, drawn-out tale. And
And you
I'm
hear me
just
from the
here.
lobby going, "Tell him about the jetpack."
Oh, you mean the one that I had to use to kill that one guy who you refused to kill? That's not my fault. You use what you have on hand. That's what they teach you. You should know
I love
this.
that jetpack, man.
Get another one.
Yeah, it's really
Anyway.
not that simple.
You'll figure it out. Anyway, beknownst to my very rude compatriot who has to just butt in for any reason. Yes, I'm working for.
Just outside. Don't forget, you're working with me for that Felucian Skullblade.
yeah, I'm trying to think of a smart way of saying it.
I'm working for something that just piqued my interest, and now I'll work for anything you want that's worth anything. Work has to be done.
I think this is the most polite I've ever seen him in a conversation.
Well, he
I am-
respects small business.
I understand, sir. May I say you're one of the politest Ashad that I've ever met.
I try to be. I don't get by looking the way I do. You can't just walk into an establishment, bark a bunch of orders, and expect people to do what you want. It's a lot nicer and easier just to be polite. And then if someone gets uppity, you rip their arm off, and then they tend to settle down after that.
Hashtag
And
support small businesses.
When you say the words, rip someone's arms off or whatever, he does that thing that 3PO does, like when Jabba threatens him, he straightens up for a second.
He shakes a little bit, like, oh.
Yeah. So while that's finishing up, let's jump over to Zoorn, and if you want, you can do whatever you want, or you can come over to Hick.
Where's Hick at? Where is he?
Actually, let me see if this will work.
Or loading.
That poor loading.
Oh, it
screen.
worked.
Hey, that went real
Oh
fast.
boy.
That's
Oh, look,
legit.
it's Terrapin.
So
It's
let's
the Terrapin.
let's put Hick on the ship.
Yay, I
Yeah.
exist.
There he is.
So again, I'll leave it on on Zoorn to kind of initiate the conversation if you want to comms back to him or however you want to do it.
Okay.
No, that's fine. I'm just enjoying it. I'm having fun.
You're
Neffy's the more of a talker anyway, so I'll just let
Yep.
Neffy do that.
Zoorn to Hick, you copy?
Copy meatbag, what's up?
Ah, yes, the meat bag. Hey, have you found any other meat bags from the scan yet?
And this will bring us to our first roll, I think.
Okay,
Yay.
what do I roll? And what-
Okay.
Yay. More space floppy disk.
Sensors have always been a little bit of a gray area in this, so I always just go with a computer check, unless you can convince me you have something better that makes more sense.
I'm down with
But-
our engineer doing a computer check.
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
down
gonna
for
say, you have decent computers, so let's start with a computer check with 2 purple as your difficulty.
that. Okay, I am rolling. I don't know if it started or not.
Don't see it. There it
Oh,
goes.
there it is.
Oh,
Failed.
So to explain, and maybe for anyone that's watching too, the dice in this game are narrative dice. So your results all cancel each other out. Your successes cancel failures. Your threats cancel advantage. So in this case, you've rolled 1 success and 1 failure, and 2 advantages and 2 threat, which means that that nothing happened basically.
Wow.
So I would say that you'd probably say something like that. Your scans were unfortunately inconclusive.
Scan again.
The scans have turned up absolutely nothing. Just like I said it would.
Good.
What happened? I'm not in contact with him, so I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask Zoorn what happened.
He says that the scans were inconclusive, which is a bit strange, if I'm being honest.
Did he adjust the parameters for any forest life?
HK, did you adjust for forest life, or did you just scan for everything?
Next time we must be more specific when we ask for scans.
I kind of figure since you just use all organic life as the same thing.
Well, I will be more specific next time. Run it again!
So if you guys would like, I will give you the opportunity to reroll with some boons. So you've now given him a specific target of things to either exclude or include in the scan. And I'll also remind you that you can use a destiny point to upgrade your roll. So if you want to give yourself a better chance, you can also do that. So in the interest of learning the game, and since we're in our first session here, and because I feel like you might want this information, do the same roll again and add a blue die.
Can we incorporate the destiny die as him fucking just kicking the terminal?
So
what are you flying, man? You're just flying a jug?
Hey, you don't know when I got the ship.
Apply mechanical stimulation to an electrical component. That's engineering 101.
Kicking things works in the Star Wars universe. It's proven.
They do just kind of whack.
Sometimes you just have to apply a little bit of kinetic force.
Sometimes you just gotta play a little game of whack fuck.
So what you're gonna do is here. I'll spend the light. So you guys spend a light side. So redo the same roll, but add a blue die by left clicking, and then also click the upgrade on the left side. Upgrade ability.
Boom.
And then do the roll.
Rolling.
Thank Christ.
Much better. So, however, we can illustrate how this system works again. So 3 successes, 2 threats, and a triumph. So triumphs are your crits, and they don't cancel out. When you roll a triumph and a despair, both can happen at once, but in this case it did not. So the 3 successes, the base success is that you scan and you get the information that you're looking for. Threats will be something that I determine, and again, triumph is sort of a critical success. So I can always jump in and help you guys, but if you have any ideas for how to improve your successes with your extra success or with your triumph, I always want to give you guys the opportunity to decide that first.
Gotcha.
Should we say, like, we found out exactly where he's at, maybe?
Also, how many are with him?
Ooh.
Yeah, so...
We did a life form scan. We should know how many there are.
Absolutely. So you find out that... let me get a good distance here. Probably about 15 to 20 miles northeast of the ship's location is a small craft containing 2 humans, specifically humans. There's no other wildlife or any other life forms in the area. So if you were tracking him correctly, which it seems like you would have been, that's probably him and someone else together.
Okay, you said humanoid. You said humans, got me confused.
Humans specifically, yeah.
Okay, so I should come back.
About the Rhodian.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I got it twisted. It's a Rhodian and a human.
There we go.
There we go.
I was just saying, you said
my
humanoid. It's 2 humanoids. That could be.
For some reason in my brain I was like, it's a human, but it's not. It's a Rhodian. My bad.
Yep.
Okay, so 20 miles north of the ship. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, corporate overlord.
Yes.
Scans have been reran, and we have determined that we have a human and your target 20 miles north of the ship.
Well, that was a lot more specific than I was expecting. Is the ship moving, or is it just there?
It is just sitting there.
Alright, well, we found your target.
Fantastic.
Apparently it's him and one human in the ship, but since we were scanning for life forms, we don't know if there are any droids with them.
Hmm. Well, how's your pedicure coming along, Zeltor?
I think it's just about done. It's really hard to tell with these feet anyway.
All right. Well, we found our target, so
Okay, so yeah, I mean, at this point, are you guys going to leave?
yep, I'm
I
ready
think
to
it's
leave.
Yeah.
about time we end that
Yeah.
protocol droid's misery and get out of here.
Yeah, he's done a great job, though. Thanks for the great work. You keep it up.
At least you were polite to him.
He was polite to me.
That is
And
a fair
Elo will
exchange.
step forward and thank you all for your patronage.
I'll catch you around. Thanks for the great job. And
Later.
making my way out of here.
So how do
Okay,
we
it
move
worked
the
that time.
character
Sweet village.
tokens, by the way?
You
Oh,
should be able
drag
to
them.
just drag them, or you can WASD.
Huh, could...
So now I can show you guys what the town actually looks like here, since we're all loaded in.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
a
this
lot
is straight
faster
up.
this time.
This is like a Skyrim village.
So before, with a truck in it, a Skyrim village with a truck in it.
and
So
what looks like a helipad.
So as you guys approach the door, and back on the ship, Hick, you would definitely notice this too. I would say almost as Coljan reaches for the door to exit, in the sort of outside the building, in the surrounding areas, you hear the rumble, the sounds of landing thrusters. And we're not talking about one ship, we're talking about, it sounds like a squadron of ships is landing in the surrounding countryside.
So we definitely hear it leaving the building, obviously.
Yeah, now you don't hear, they're not all landing immediately outside this hut or this building, but you definitely can hear that there's at least one or two that are in the immediate vicinity.
All right.
Great. That's what I need. A workout.
Yeah, just when we need company.
Same thing.
Zoorn, let's get Hick hurry up that pickup.
Yeah, hey, Hick, hurry up and get over here. It sounds like we've got some company.
Already on the way.
Kinda
No
like-
need
you
for
didn't call me a
rushing.
meatbag this time.
It will happen eventually. When I deem it necessary.
So do you guys look out the door?
Yeah, we're gonna look up and see what the hell's going on.
Oh, that's
Okay.
a fair thing. We should have done that. Oops.
Well, we've got our sense of tune. I know landing thrusters when I hear them.
Yeah, you would think because I'm a pilot, I would at least understand what the sound of landing ships is.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit back and
So-
enjoy my nice pedicured feet for a moment before I concern myself with everyone else's problems.
Just leaning back, admiring your toes from a distance.
Yeah, just relaxing.
So yeah, we're going to look up and assess the situation.
Yeah, and I'm following just right behind him.
All right, one
Look at all
sec.
the nerfs.
Yeah.
Nerves taste pretty good.
Oh, cool! Lambda shuttles.
So to the north on the landing pad for this town, you in fact do see a Lambda class shuttle has landed, and the wings are, retracting, and the landing sort of gangway is being lowered.
Fantastic.
I wonder what a Lambda class cruiser's doing out here.
Fair.
Looking
bet
up
to
at-
say it's Imperial.
Looking up in the sky, you see at least a dozen more Lambda class shuttles landing in the surrounding open countryside, in other villages, and if you look up into orbit, you will definitely see an Imperial fleet. Now, this is the early days of the Empire, so you're not going to see. You see maybe one or two Star Destroyers.
They're still using
Um,
Venators now, right?
I was going to say there's a few of the new Imperial I classes up there, the big wedges. But yes, there are a few of the Venator classes as well.
The better one.
Yeah, but you can see that. there's not really anyone that's going to stop the Empire on this planet. So it's not really necessarily an invasion force so much as a landing party, a massive Imperial landing party.
Hmm.
So
Well, we
the
haven't
Empire
done
finally
I'd
made it all
like
the
to
way out
make
here.
the
No one's
antiquated
here in
suggestion
one's-
that we don't get involved too much.
No one
I
here's
like
an
that
Imperial
idea.
fugitive and didn't tell me, right?
As far
No.
as I'm aware,
Okay, good. Yeah, we're gonna try to avoid. Let's go down towards the south of the town and try and have Hick land to the south, where away from the Lambda.
yeah.
It's just
Hey,
not
Hick,
a-
we're
interact.
heading towards the south of the town. Try to head that way as soon as you can.
Affirmative.
All right, he should be on his way now.
Okay,
Ooh, what's happening?
let me put you guys on this map here.
Oh, Stinky. Hey, buddy. Oh, Piff for the gift sub. Thanks, bud. I appreciate you.
Ooh.
Yeah, Stink's been in here commenting on our space shark.
You can't beat that. You can't beat the space shark.
All right, here we are. Is this an encounter yet, or are we still able to move?
I didn't hear roll for initiative, so
Let me
I'm assuming.
let me set us up one more little bit here. So from the shuttle, as the gangway lowers, let me see. First emerge 4 clone troopers.
Oh, cool.
They're very tiny because it's a big map.
Cool. So they are, of course, it's early on. They're still using clones. Good.
So
They understand Mandoa.
the 4 clone troopers line the sides of the gangway and stand sort of at attention with their blasters up. And finally, 2 of the new conscripted stormtroopers exit and kneel at the base of the gangway.
Uh-oh. Someone important's here.
I don't like
Great.
the look of this.
Well, someone really wants a haircut.
Or a pedicure. They do great work, I'm just saying.
They might be disappointed in the magazine selection, though.
Who is that, the new governor?
Let me show you guys real quick a closer picture here.
Oh, I'm getting pretty close.
Oh.
Ah,
Noise.
unknown Imperial officer. Ooh.
After a bit of a delay, this officer emerges from the top of the ramp and descends, removing one of her gloves in that typical sort of moth fashion. She's clad in this dark gray uniform with a matching hood and cape that covers kind of the top of her eyes. She stops at the bottom of the ramp and motions to the clone troopers, who fan out and begin to sort of methodically sweep the northern part of the town. So before too much more, I will give you guys a chance to move out of combat. We are not in combat until someone sees you, essentially, but keep in mind that obviously other things can happen. So I
One
would
of us
say
kinda stands out.
well, yeah, and I want to throw this out there too. If you want to move to the south, you definitely can. Moving out in the open might be a little more obvious, so I'll just throw that out there.
All right, well, I think we should start heading towards the south since Hick's going that way. Let's try to
There's a
stick
way-
as close to the tree line as possible.
Though they're a ways off, we can walk casually and probably outpace them. If I know the Imperial types, they're not in a hurry to get anywhere. They arrive on their own type.
I just don't like dealing with the Imperials.
Me neither.
I don't care one way or the other. It's all food
Also,
to
they
me.
might inquire as to where I got this blaster, and I don't really want to answer that question. Because I use a clone issued blaster, so.
Okay.
And with all the clones there, you might catch some extra flack for it.
Yeah. But thankfully there are some clones. They speak Mandoa. We should be able to
All right. Well, I think
maybe
we should
tweak our
probably
way a little
start,
bit.
like, I think we should probably hug, like, the fence line.
Yep, I'm down for that. Nice casual walk. Or can we just move now?
Yeah. So something like as you guys approach the south, before you can actually completely like exit the gate, But before they see you, you would notice a couple more, again, of these new conscripted Imperial Stormtroopers enter. Just 2 of them enter through the south gate. One of them kind of goes over here. The other guy is just kind of, I mean, it's a stormtrooper. He's not super smart, so he's just kind of wandering down the middle of the street, looking around.
So sorry,
They're
go ahead.
walking down the town.
I was just gonna say, it's kind of up to you guys how you want to do this. You can either try to sneak past them. You can do whatever you want. So
These gates are looking pretty high. We're probably not going to be able to scale them.
Yeah, it seems like a tall fence. So at this
yeah, it
point,
seems like
though,
a good.
are
seems
like
like
the
it would be a good time-
stormtroopers? Because you keep saying they're pretty new. Would we know what they are by the armor difference?
I would say yeah. You guys would probably be aware of this change.
All right.
Well, as far as we know, we're not the reason they're here.
Yeah, I don't exactly think they're here for us, but they've got a few of those new guys around.
This isn't just a casual stop if they're cornering the town.
Yeah, it's not typical procedure for just a casual visit to deploy a pincher move here.
We're too far off. Honestly, it just makes more sense if we can't walk past them, just go through them.
I like
There's
the way
only
you
2.
think, but at this point, I don't think they're looking for us, so we should just be able to walk through.
That's what I'm
They probably
saying.
won't let us leave.
Well, you
Let's
don't
see.
know until you try.
Fine.
So are you just going to try and walk casually past them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, just gonna walk
Yep,
right
sure.
past.
act casual. I don't know, fly casually.
Smile and wave, boys.
So,
Smile and
Just
wave.
how's it going, soldier?
so this trooper in the middle of the street will raise a hand at you and say, "Hey, who are you? Stop!"
Is there a problem,
Why?
officer?
And what's going on? We were just here getting haircuts.
Yeah. I was.
Shush, you don't need to know that.
We've been instructed to hold all people trying to exit this settlement until further notice.
So
Yeah.
anyone in this
Why?
tiny little settlement you're holding.
That's correct.
All right. So I'm going to try and sweet talk my way out of this one. Because
Excellent.
conveniently, this is an Imperial bounty that I'm hunting. So, maybe I might be able to sweet talk my way out of this.
As long as he doesn't
Well,
get
if you're a
rude.
bounty, go ahead and be the talker here.
All right. Well, you see, officer, we're actually on the hunt for a dangerous Imperial fugitive, so... And I'm going to show him my bounty puck that I have of the Rhodian.
That's very interesting. I think the counselor would like to see that.
The counselor?
Counselor?
Counselor.
Interesting.
That's the
Gladly.
newfangled term for your higher ups now.
What did you get me in? This is not going to end well.
Well, if you didn't get the pedicure, we'd be out of here 10 minutes ago.
That's not my fault. There's nothing wrong with wanting to look pretty.
Well, yeah, there won't be one to look pretty either, but we gotta eat too. So,
I don't
all
know
right.
what you're talking about. I
I'd
only
rather
look
not
amazing.
just start shooting up stormtroopers and.
I'd rather not
Here,
have
I'm
to
gonna-
break
I'm gonna-
out the weaponry unless we absolutely have to.
I'm
I'm gonna try
lean in-
talking to him
Yeah.
because
You-
I'm a
you
big
try-
scary Dishad.
While you're talking to him, I'm gonna lean into Zoorn and speak in Mando.
All right.
How
So
far
who's
off is
talking?
Hick?
Hick, you copy?
Listening.
How close are you at this point?
I mean, you're probably not too far. So pick a landing spot, I guess.
Where I'm on this map.
If there's only 2 here, we might be able
Well-
to make a break for it.
Well, theater of the mind. Do you want to land just outside the town? You want to land just outside the gate? Do you want to land further away? Like, how do you want to play it?
How good is that shit?
I would recommend dropping down a little further away at this point, because, again, they're stopping us and we don't know why.
Yeah, let's do about a little. Let's do like medium distance from the town. I think it would be the best choice here.
Like probably far enough out that it's not just immediately apparent they're here for us.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
It's
think
just
that's
another
fair.
ship landing. That's to them.
So I mean, the stormtrooper wants you to go with him to see this officer.
Okay. I
So
know
what-
exactly what we're gonna say because I want to do I want to try and bluff him / intimidate him.
I'm gonna lean
This
over
trooper?
to
Yes, the trooper, because he's
Cool.
new.
I'm gonna lean over to Coljan here real quick.
Sounds like
Yeah.
Hick's on his way, but if things devolve, I'm thinking we could probably release these nerfs and make that as a distraction.
Ooh, that's a smart idea.
All right. So I'm gonna say to the stormtrooper, because again he's one of the conscripted newbies. I'm sorry, you want us to go and meet your person who's supposed to be in charge. Do you understand who I am? Do you know what my purpose is for this? Why I'm even here?
Do you know who I am?
So he's
Oh my
like
god, he's pulling a pompous YouTuber.
he's like doing the scared version of like the Matrix lean back, like as you're closing in on him, he's just kind of leaning back and
Do you know who I am?
Have been sent
God,
here
that's so
He's
funny.
playing
by
Limbo.
your forces
so
to look for this bounty that we've been sent as backup for this bounty hunter because he needs the help clearly.
Yeah.
And you want to stop us and waste our time, our precious time with your meaningless chats to your supposed overseer? We have much better things to do than waste time with idle chat.
Oh, this is amazing. He's getting angry.
so
Time is what he's doing.
yeah, I'm gonna say this is gonna be coercion because I think even though you haven't explicitly said it, he definitely fears for physical violence.
I mean, coercion works
Oh,
too.
yo. Oh,
I mean,
yo,
that
dude, your
works too.
coercion skill is high as fuck.
I think just
Yeah.
a Deshad walking up to you is enough to be coercion.
Well,
So-
the interesting thing about the shot, it's why I wanted to play one in this particular time period, is these guys were like the underhand of the beginning of the Empire. When there was like a problem on a planet that they couldn't really deal with, they sent out a Deshad and he would just go and kill everybody, and that would be the problem. They didn't
There you
really
go.
have assassination squads. So Vader had his Inquisitors, and Palpatine had his select group of 12 Deshads who would go out and do dirty shit.
Well, I'm into
Oh,
that. Well,
might
yeah,
we
dude,
be
fucking
just
let's roll
betting
that
on the
check.
fact that they don't know exactly who those 12 Deshad are?
Pretty much,
Yeah, it
because no
could
one
be
knew who those 12
anyone.
Deshad were. It could be anyone. But Deshad were so scarce in this time, it's like you don't know.
In all
Yeah.
fairness, though, we probably wouldn't know about the Emperor's secret Deshad task force.
No,
So-
but I
Unless
would.
he's
wouldn't be able to
related to
impersonate
some.
them.
I would know because I'm a Deshad.
Okay, roll me coercion.
weird.
Roll me coercion versus 2 purple, and we're gonna actually upgrade the difficulty because I'm gonna spend a dark side point.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
So your roll window, you'll leave the purple as they are, and then on the right side you'll see where it says upgrade difficulty. So click that once, and then do your
Joey
roll.
really wants us to kill these stormtroopers.
He really wants us to fight.
Well, I want the session to last the full length.
That's fair.
Well, I mean, let's see. How do I check my coercion skill?
Oh, so
Open
you
up your
go,
character sheet.
yeah, in your sheet, you can double click your token or open up your sheet from the character window, in the chat window.
Oh, 2 yellow. Okay.
Yeah, so click
Yeah,
on
you
the
got
2
super
yellow.
high.
You just click on the 2 yellow to open up the chat, the roll window, and then make sure to do the upgrade difficulty on the top right.
I did that one. All right. So
Cool, and then just roll it.
Fuck.
Uh-oh.
We got a lot of advantages, though.
So I guess what I would say is that the main purpose of this, like your main task, fails. That's what it means when we have a raw failure. So being a member of the sort of a massive landing force, I would say that he's probably not super intimidated in that regard. Like he's got backup.
Like he's probably browning his pants as we speak, but he knows there are
Right.
other people there.
Right.
Yeah.
So but you rolled 3 advantages. So these can be used, again, narratively, physically, or we can you can even pass them along to your teammates as a blue die for future rolls. But advantages, again, are not a full success, but something else happens in your favor. So I give you guys the opportunity if you have any ideas on how you'd like to use that.
All right.
And anyone can jump in, but I would say Zeltor first, since it was your role, and then whoever wants to jump in if you don't have any ideas.
I'm just
I have
gonna
an
hang
idea.
back a little and see how this goes, because again, if it devolves, I'm shooting that fucking Nerf fence.
So what I'm thinking, one of our advantages is since we're trying to leave the town, he would probably try to move in our way, which would give both you and me clear shots at the fence.
That's fair.
Sure.
So yeah.
So he moves, he kind of backs up from this intimidation and puts himself between you and the gate, thinking that you may try to leave.
Okay. I'm thinking because this dude is like, I mean, obviously with the advantages, I'm thinking he's like a little too, oh God, yeah, what have I done? To actually think rationally, so he's not calling for backup. He's just like, because the other guy's just standing over by the fence. So he's just kind of dealing with this by himself. He hasn't used his comms or anything. And I'll leave the last one up for Zay to decide. I think that's fair.
I think the last advantage we could have could potentially be maybe distracting some of the others by the sound of the Terrapin showing up.
That
Because
works
it's
for
flying
me.
overhead.
Oh, I like that.
If
I
you
like
want, I mean, if you want them, it's kind of up to you whether you want them to notice that or not.
Ooh, that's true.
But so I mean, I like the idea, but I want to make sure you have the chance to think it through.
Or they don't
mean,
notice
so,
the
'cause
Terrapin,
with
so
where
it lands,
yeah, maybe
and we
maybe
can
the
get
advantage
out.
is that they don't notice the Terrapin landing, but we do.
Yeah, okay, that's great. I love it. So you guys, so this is how it kind of plays out, right? He stumbles backwards and he ends up kind of like you described, in your way and out of the way of the fence. But he's like clearly, like you said, browning his pants. He has soiled himself. He's backing up. He's like, oh man, like why did I confront this Deshad? This thing is gonna, he's gonna kill me. He hasn't calmed for help, and he's not really particularly at the ready, I would say. You guys see past him, and you notice the Terrapin land sort of at the edge of like this sort of dirt road that you see going out of town. Sort of fades off as it sort of gives way to the wilderness, and sort of at the edge of that, below some sort of overhanging trees, Hick has carefully placed the Terrapin down.
All right.
So. Let's see. Which one of you was not? I think Zoorn was the only one that didn't interact with the stormtrooper, right?
Yeah, I talked to him a little. I don't know if he really replied, though. I already can't
okay,
remember.
well, that's okay. But while Zeltor is probably talking to the stormtrooper and this is happening, your perception, you're looking across the way at what's going on up north still, and it's kind of far off, but you can kind of see what's going on.
Yeah, I'll just say I was keeping an eye on the group up north pretty much the whole time. I'm a pilot, I'm cautious.
So as these three here, let me point, proceed down the street, they reach this kind of open air dining area, and the officer pauses and motions towards the tables. Where there's a few hands, a few just regular human, workers, farm hands, eating lunch. They are all noticeably anxious for good reason at this point, from what has happened. None of them are actually probably eating at this point anymore. They all have food in front of them. And the officer approaches the first table that she comes to and appears to ask one of these farm hands a question. He kind of throws up his hands and explains something to her, trying to convince her of something. She waves a hand sort of dismissively towards him and moves to the next diner. The first man that she just finished talking to looks pretty relieved by this.
All right.
You. Sorry, one sec. Yeah, so before you can see that she's moving to like the next worker, the next person that she's going to question. So before that happens, I will again give you guys an opportunity to do something else. Or if Zoorn wants to kind of alert you guys to what's going on up there, he can do that too.
Hey guys, it looks like they're starting to question the local farmhands up there.
Can you tell what about, or is it just generalized, whatever?
I can't really
You have
tell,
that
but
helmet
one of them
on.
seemed concerned, and now he seems mildly relieved that they've moved on to someone else.
Yeah, we need to get out of here. They're all gonna die.
Oh, I don't want to get involved if it has nothing to do with us.
I just want to get
I
back to my
mean-
ship and find your damn bounty.
Yeah, me too. All right. So let's see. As far as the fence is right there. How I'm still concerned about. I don't know how the ranging works in this.
Okay. Well, in terms of in combat, it's a little different. Like, what's your question? I guess. Like, what are you trying to figure out?
Basically, if we did want to shoot the fence away, it says I'm doing the measuring thing. It says it's 30 feet away. What's like the combat ranges?
Oh, yeah. The feet and distance aren't going to be too accurate for the actual scale. Let me do this for you. So this will. You're not in combat, but this will help me kind of segue. So 1 second.
I'm saying how likely is it would be if you, because you and I just both have regular blasters, don't we?
In my inventory, I have a blaster pistol, my wrist stealth one, and then I have a sporting rifle.
Oh, so you do have a rifle.
Yep, because I have.
I only have the pistol. I only have the hand blaster.
I took some points in ranged heavy. Yeah, so I've got one in ranged heavy and one in ranged light.
Oh.
I don't have any brawling skills though.
I do. I can rip
I do.
things apart and punch stuff and rip
I
a
have good
man's arm off
coordination,
and
too,
beat
so
him
my
to
aim's
death with it.
pretty good.
I just punch stuff.
Ooh.
Neat.
So basically, everything in terms of
Oh, cool.
like ranged attacks are all based on these range bands. So when you're in combat, essentially, instead of moving a certain set of like a set distance, you're moving a range. So if you're at extreme range and it's your turn, you can move one range band. You can take 2 strain from your sheet to move a second time on a given turn. Then obviously attacks are actions. So on any turn, you get 1 or 2 maneuvers, which can be a movement, can be a maneuver isn't limited to moving though. Like a maneuver can be taking cover, anything that is not like an action, like an attack or a direct interaction with something. And then yeah, you can always take 1 action. So that's usually an attack when you're in combat.
Okay.
What this translates to is that I would say that from where you are probably at short range from this fence.
Cool. My blaster is medium range, so that's what I was just curious about.
Yeah.
Cool.
So and yeah, so when you're using a medium range weapon from short range, it'll decrease your difficulty. So your roll would be, instead of 2 purple, would be 1 purple.
Fantastic.
I'm also going to go ahead and say that not only was I kind of keeping a mild eye on the guys up north, but this extra stormtrooper over here by the other side of the gate as well. Because being a pilot, I should have pretty good, like, situational
Perception.
awareness.
Sure. He is sort of milling about the edge of the fence. He hasn't really paid much attention to your conversation per the advantages. I will, keep that in your favor. He's just kind of skirting the edge of the fence, looking at the nerfs. He, periodically tries to look kind of beyond back to this area behind the barn, but I mean, he's not really doing too thorough of a job. He's just sort of slowly making his way up the side of the road.
All right. Just milling about with the nerfs.
Yep.
Oh, shit. He's in my way now. All right, that's better. Do we see do we still want to try and make a break for it, or do we want to try to destroy the fence?
Well, I say let's just destroy the fence as like a last minute if things get hairy. Don't want to just destroy
Where's the
everybody's
Terrapin
way
at
of life
now? It's
here.
still landing, right?
Yeah, heck, how close are you to landing now?
He's landed, I would say.
Oh, cool. We could probably just make a run for it.
All
There's
right,
only two stormtroopers.
wasn't one of our advantages that we saw the Terrapin land?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was just about to say we know the.
Yeah, we know it landed.
On it-
Damn it.
So, okay, so here's my logic. We know they're not here for us.
Well,
At least we suspect they're not here for us.
they're here for anybody in the village, apparently.
So, I think we'd be better off just breaking through these two stormtroopers here than causing a stampede and making much more trouble for us than we should be. Because when the
That's fair.
stormtrooper reports that we escaped, he'll mention the fact that we said we were bounty hunters.
All right.
They love paperwork.
Fair
I
enough.
think we just make a straight break. But Jomi will be mad. Jomi wants us to do the encounter. I can tell.
Well, let's put it this way. As you guys are still kind of debating it, you see that this officer has approached a second man, and the second man seems a little, I don't know, almost unfazed. He's not even looking up. Like, he's continued to eat his lunch. He's not really. He's like the only one who doesn't seem nervous.
All right.
As the officer speaks to him, he sort of barely glances up, appears to try to ignore her, and yeah, she doesn't seem to be taking it too well.
Oh boy.
So
Okay, now I'm curious. Now I just want to know what happens now.
I'm also curious.
well, Coljan, being it's your bounty, I would say let's have you roll me a straight perception check.
Oh, cool.
So just perception with two purple, your average difficulty.
All right. Perception, where are you at? Oh, cool. I actually have some good bit for that. So, and you said 1 difficulty?
Two purple.
2 purple. Okay. And roll.
All right.
Ooh.
3 successes, 1 threat, and a triumph. So I'll jump in and kind of give you a little bit of a narrative setup to what you're probably going to notice. I would say that. So the officer, after getting noticeably kind of irritated with this dude, sort of chuckles and gives that sort of fake, I'm amused by your hubris, and pulls out a small hollow imager. She places it on the table in front of him, and the image and an image appears on the sort of hollow matrix. With a triumph, I will say that, Coljan, you can see it, and I would guess that you have a good guess as to what shows up on the holocron.
It's a bounty puck, isn't it?
Well, the image itself is your bounty.
Oh! What? What did I do? Fuck.
Well, not you.
No, it's the guy you're after.
It's the
Oh.
Rhodian.
Yeah.
Excuse
Oh,
me. Yeah.
you said my bounty. What's a bounty on me?
No. I mean the bounty that you're tracking.
Yeah,
like literally, the hologram. Yeah, the hologram is of. Although you can't really tell of a skin color from here, it is pretty obviously the bounty that you're tracking, the Rhodian. So that I would say is the triumph. If you have ideas for your own successes, I will let you do that. But I would say that the threat is that probably that she notices you guys.
Oh,
Wait,
shit.
is my bounty sitting at that table?
No.
No.
They're just looking for the bounty.
Yeah.
She's looking for the same person you are.
Remember, our bounty's
Oh.
your bounty's 20 miles north.
Okay. Now we definitely need a distraction because now it's a race.
So, but with that said, so she sees you guys, like, after this interaction, she, like, puts the holocron down, and I think probably, like, Coljan unwittingly sort of, like, perks up and, like, and straightens up, and even from this, distance, for whatever reason, she's able to kind of spot you guys. But
I do love the ladies.
I mean, in
You
this
did-
little
you-
backwater nowhere, a fully armored Mando and a Deshot are probably pretty noticeable.
Yeah.
And but again, you guys rolled, or I'm sorry, Coljan, you rolled 3 successes. So I haven't really accounted for those yet. So in perceiving, Is there anything else you'd like to know that I can share with you from those successes? Like anything else about the village? Just anything else at all?
How easily are nerfs startled?
Oh, nerfs are very easily startled.
Fantastic. Because we are definitely going to need a distraction and a head start.
I would say with one of the successes, you definitely notice that these other clone troopers are kind of slowly making their way south as well. One is kind of moving back behind the fence. One is, checking out the lumber mill, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, yay, they're doing a sweep.
Yep, they're still searching the town. All right.
Boy.
I mean,
And
at
I
least
would
at this
say-
point, we're pretty sure they're not after us.
Yeah, but they're after the thing that we're after, so we need to distract them.
Yeah, our competitive nature comes out here, huh?
So I don't, because of the way that you kind of came in, Hick, I don't want to leave you completely out here. So since you're on the ship, I'll just kind of leave it open-ended. Is there anything that you'd be doing, anything that you want to know, or anything you'd be checking on, I guess?
Maybe engine status. See if man, this is a hard one.
I would
Let's
say
see.
probably.
How close are the three of them compared to where I'm at?
And where did you land?
So you're a good safe distance, like down here off the map south. Again, this is a very narrative system, so it's basically you're just, your plot's distance away. You're just far enough away that the Empire doesn't notice, but you guys know where he is.
So you're probably like around here.
Okay, I think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to see. I want to
Maybe
see if
over
the
here.
ship is ready to be taken off in the event of an emergency.
I hope so. You're flying now.
Well, he landed already.
Oh, you did land. Okay.
So just
Yeah.
doing like a system check, I guess.
Pre-flight check, my guy.
Which
Yep.
means he'd be unable to help us with the nerf herder. Or the nerf hurting.
I mean, I could always just pick up a stormtrooper and throw him.
Just throw him into the fence to break it and rile them all up.
Yeah. If I have to.
Honestly,
Bum
it would
rush the
probably be better
guy.
off if we shoot the fence first, and then you throw the stormtrooper and startle them with it.
Yeah, either one. I mean,
How far can you throw a guy?
depends on your brawn.
I mean, he is
I
a
have a four.
Deshad.
He is a shot. He could probably. All right. I say let's get this party started. Let's blast this fence.
So, real quick, we'll have. I like the idea of a systems check, just because I want to keep everyone involved. So,
Oh yeah, let's Matt.
Matt, why don't you roll me mechanics? And we'll say it's going to be just 2 purple again.
All right.
Man, you guys in the triumphs. So a success, an advantage, and a triumph. So triumph is all systems are go. In fact, your engine efficiency is at 110%. So you're pretty confident that you can get off the ground fast and go to hyperspace quickly.
Well, as quick as you can from on planet.
Well, sure. I mean, once you're in orbit,
Yeah.
or in space, rather, yeah.
Especially if the bounty's on a ship, he could definitely take off.
Well, he hasn't had a ship yet. Didn't we find him by himself?
No, it
No,
was
he was on a ship.
yeah, it was him and a
He's on a
human on
ship
a
with
ship
another
20
person.
miles north.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Technically
Otherwise, we're on a
northeast, specifically, is what it was.
yeah, northeast.
Oh boy.
Basically straight on the direction this road goes.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
I probably should write some things down.
So, with a success and advantage, though, I'd like to give you some kind of like narrative advantage. So, like if you wanted to, for example, prepare to do something else, like get in a gunner position or get in the cockpit, like in a flight position. If there's anything like in terms of getting ready, so that you get like an advantage on your next roll or something.
I think I'll get into the flight position. But I got a question: is the doors open for them to just run straight up into, or is that something that we need to actually do?
Oh yeah, okay.
It
Can I
has
That's up to
pull
you.
the one landing ramp that's kind of under, like directly under where the cockpit is, from what I saw on the map.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay,
Yeah. So that's up to you.
I say we get the doors open, and once that is open, I move into a position to sit down and be in the flight position to get us out of there. After all this stuff goes down.
Okay, excellent.
It was a shame.
So
It had to be a
when
fun escape.
when ships were flying overhead, it was just the Lambda shuttles. There was no TIE escort, right?
So yeah, you just saw mostly shuttles landing. There is
Cool.
there is a fleet in space, but it doesn't seem like there's no fighters
There's no-
escorting them into atmosphere or anything like that.
Sweet.
So yeah, there's not
What's
there's
gonna
not
do with
there's,
Lambda
there's-
shuttles and with TIE fighters?
yeah, there's not like TIE fighters buzzing around. Like any pursuit, they would have to take off first. Anything from the planet, at least.
Cool. So yeah, let's are we done with Matt's thing?
Yeah, we're
Cool.
good.
Let's cause some havoc. I'm ready.
All right. So as I'll say you're free to move into position to do what you're going to do, and sort of as you're moving into position, the last thing that you'll see before whatever action you decide to take, she asks the man again. Now that she's got this hollow. What?
Lean towards it.
Just
Oh,
a
no.
large. That's just one large footstep.
He has quite a stride. It's the new nails. It just gives. He just wants to show it off. He just,
So I'm gonna have to ask you to step back, sir.
What? I'm not doing anything.
I thought you were gonna throw the one
not
you
allowed
already
to
scared the
enjoy
shit
it.
out of.
Yeah, I thought
No,
you were
I'm
gonna
gonna go
pick
the
up
guy
the one you
who's not paying
terrified and like
attention.
huck him at the other guy.
No, the other guys. No, I mean I can. Yeah, I can do that.
Actually, it might.
Because if the two of them collide together into the fence, I'm pretty sure a fence would break.
Yeah, I'll have to get a little bit closer to him though.
So as you're making your move here, as I said, the officer definitely kind of notices you and sort of gives a side glance, but she doesn't completely, change her focus. She's still asking this man at the table, who seems somewhat defiant almost. But now that she's got the hollow image up, she asks him again, and the man finally looks up and looks at the image and then kind of smirks and goes back to eating and does not respond again. Once he does this, the officer spins on her heels, laughs again, and waves to one of the two conscripted stormtroopers acting as her bodyguards.
Okay.
The stormtrooper hesitates a little bit, looks over his shoulder at the officer as she's sort of moving away here. Whoop, wrong
Whoa.
way.
Dang, that broken
That
jump.
was the wrong
Wow, she
direction.
ran right over that dude.
She just jumped across the whole town. So,
She's a Jedi. Shoot her.
damn it, yeah. Spoilers.
Oh,
So I'm just kidding. So one
I was
of
gonna say, wow, how did that happen?
so the trooper who she kind of waved to kind of hesitates, looks over his shoulder at her, and then she gives him that sort of imperial officer look of, "You better do it now, or else I'm going to kill you." At which point, the trooper raises his blaster rifle and shoots the man dead.
and I know Neffy and I are both watching this.
So this is all happening as you're doing whatever you're doing. So what are you doing?
Well, I'm kind of backing up towards the gate here while keeping my eye kind of over the whole thing, especially these two stormtroopers, and I was watching them earlier.
I'm
ready to destroy
I'm
this
continuing
gate.
to intimidate this puny guy. I'm getting ready to chuck him.
Okay, so yeah, I would say make your action. Are you going to shoot the fence, or are you going to do something else?
I'm gonna shoot the fence.
All right, it should be pretty easy, but I'll make you roll for it.
Yeah, obviously.
So
I'm okay. I
roll-
got good coordination. It's gonna be coordination, right? Because I have to aim.
It's range light. So
Oh,
if you go to your gear and equipment tab, you'll see your DC-17 hand blaster.
Yep.
So if you hover over the little like satchel to the left, it'll turn into a D20, and you can roll from there.
Satchel to. Oh, neat.
Well, gentlemen, I think
Fantastic.
it's time for us
And-
to go.
And being a medium range weapon, I'd say that it's only one purple difficulty because you're at short range.
Cool. All right.
Hopefully you
and
don't
go-
miss.
Go for it. Yep.
Go for it.
Yes.
Yeah, so if we were in combat, you'd see here how damage is calculated. Basically, your additional successes add damage to your total. Crit rating is based on advantage, so you need 3 advantage to score a crit. But in this case, I would say that you hit the fence.
Definitely hit the
Yeah.
fence.
Yay!
Fence hit.
Just blow up one of the supports.
Yeah, so you destroy pretty well, one of the main supports near you guys, and blow open a hole in this fence. And the sound of blaster fire definitely spooks the nerfs. They start.
I was hoping Zeltor would throw a stormtrooper and that would spook the nurse, but that works.
Throw him, Zell.
So I will. I'm going to give you a chance here, just a sec. So they start kind of circling the fence, the interior of this enclosure. There, a bunch of them are running. Finally, one, kind of comes through the opening here and spills out into the street.
Hell yeah.
It's time for our distraction.
Yep.
So
Distraction.
So a few of them have gotten out, but not all of them have actually exited the enclosure. So if you'd like to do something else, I will give you the opportunity to do that.
Who, me?
Well, I was kind of looking at Zeltor.
Yeah, I would like Zeltor to do something. I want to see you throw this guy.
I want to throw this guy.
Excellent.
I
So
want to throw this guy.
So this will definitely put us into combat, sort of. But since you're so far away from the other group, I want to do this kind of narratively first and see if you can just kind of get away from them before we do that. So Zeltor, you charge at this guy who's still sort of half crapping himself, and make me a let's see.
Before we start the roll, I do want to use a light side point to make sure that I
Awesome.
can at least make sure I can get this to succeed.
I really
wanna
want
throw
to
this
chuck.
guy.
I really want to chuck the fuck out of this guy.
Excellent.
Yeah, this is the
So-
equivalent of throwing the dwarf.
Yeah,
I
this-
want to be throwing this guy like a football.
So
Yeet!
this falls into athletics. So roll me athletics. With a light side point, do 1 upgrade of your ability on the left side of the roll window. Your
One
difficult.
thing, gotta pull
Sorry.
my- No, you're good. I'm just pulling up my stuff.
Yep. So and your difficulty will just be 2 purple. 2 purple is average. So with your size, this should be an average check, I think.
So,
Casual yeetage going
Um,
on.
why? No, 2 purple.
Yep. And then click the upgrade ability on the left side on the top,
2 purple. Upgrade ability.
and that's it.
And that's the only. I don't have to roll anything else.
Nope.
Oh
that-
no, I have to do my athletic roll, which is 1 yellow and 3 green.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yellow, 1,
fucking got
2,
this, dude.
3. All right.
So you should be able to just click on the dice to the right of athletics, and it'll pull up the appropriate dice for you.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, no, there we go.
Very intuitive system.
This is actually a very, very
Oh
robust
God,
system.
yes.
We
are
are
fucking-
triumph,
We
though,
are
unfortunately.
killing it today.
So this is this is a situation where I'd say, please describe everything that happens.
Oh, okay. So I'm
It
gonna
is
pick
entirely
this
in your
poor,
hands.
I'm gonna pick this poor stormtrooper up,
Ugh.
toss him a little bit in the air so I get a grab at his ankles, spin him around, and then just throw him straight into the fence, or the
just
broken part of
straight-
the fence, straight into the herd, right into the other stormtrooper.
You just straight dragon throw him like
Straight-
Goku.
Yep. Just throw him straight into the other stormtrooper, straight into the fence.
Well, if he hadn't
Where all
shit
the
his
rest of the
uniform
Nerf are.
earlier, he definitely has now.
Yeah, you get sort of this whiff of a stinky uniform as you pick him up by the ankles, and sure enough, the collision with the other trooper sends him and the other trooper like collapsing through the fence. So let me kind of animate that. So they're both kind of in here now,
And our way's
they-
clear.
and they're prone, like they're out of it. Yeah. So and this spurs even more of the nerfs to start sort of stampeding. So we get, some more of the nerfs pop out here and are just sort of all over the place, moving around. And when you do this, pretty much all of these troopers up north see what's going on and start to move south.
All right, I think it's time to get the fuck out of here, boys.
Well, there's no one in our way. Time to go.
Yeah, we might as well.
Get ready. Let's move.
All right, so
Oh wait, are we in combat? Are we in encounter now? Do we have to use?
Oh,
no,
Oh,
no, you're
okay.
good. You're good.
Okay.
So
Okay,
at this point, I'm going to make you do a check, though. I'm going to make all of you, well, at least the three of you, do an athletics check to see,
Oh hell yeah!
just to see how fast you can escape. And I'm going to spend a dark side point, and I'm going to upgrade. Let's see. Let me random for.
Oh no.
This is great. I love it.
Okay, so Coljan, you're 1, Zoorn, you're 2, Zeltor, you're 3.
All right.
So wait for difficulty. Or...
Zeltor, your athletics check will be upgraded. So everyone roll athletics versus 2 purple. Zeltor, click upgrade difficulty on yours.
Okay.
Probably the best person it could happen to, though.
So how do we roll it against 2 purple again? I already forgot.
Ooh. He's got 2 advantages though, and a triumph.
You got a triumph, yeah. So
So how do we roll again? Oh, there. Got it.
just your athlete, yeah.
Yep. So just normal against the 2, right?
Yep, 2 purple.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, and you can jump in if you want to describe it a little differently. I think what this looks like with all, so you, Zeltor rolled a triumph, so for all intents and purposes, that is a success. So I think kind of what it looks like is, Coljan, you get 2 successes, you're fleet of foot, you make it away, you're down the road, you're well on your way and sort of out of danger. Zoorn, same thing. You're definitely out of the way. I think with the advantage, the sort of trooper, the 2 stormtroopers are completely out of it. They don't really see, they don't see you kind of escaping. Coljan, you did roll 2 threat though. So I think what the threat is that the officer that's to the north is probably going to see your ship take off.
Yep.
Makes enough sense.
And then Zeltor, I think Zeltor, with a failure, you take off running and trip and fall, but because you're this big hulking dude who has a fantastic physique, the triumph is that you pull yourself up immediately, and you're just like, oh, god damn it.
You just took a little bit.
Just fucking biff! Fuck! Get up, run!
Damn it, I just got these nails
I
done
think you
too.
might have just you think you just ruined your wedding, everybody.
God damn it.
Well, so much for
Now
that 10-minute stop.
Okay. So that pretty much resolves everything. Now, with 2 advantage, I think that would probably go to Hick. So Hick is, he's got the engines fired up. He's like the gangway. He's got the ship where he's like basically hovering just above the ground to where the gangway's touching, so you guys can literally run up and take off.
Could my advantage be that the nerfs are actually doing their job and blocking the road enough?
Yeah,
absolutely. I love it.
Yeah,
yeah, perfect.
It worked, right? They're not coming after us.
We were going for a very large distraction that will keep them busy for a little while.
Yeah, absolutely. So these the nerfs are just all over the roadway. Some of them are probably blocking the gate. One of them probably runs up the street and like runs into the officer, which she's like pissed. She's just like gets dirt on her uniform, and just allows you guys to get away.
Can I just stop for a second to say how badass that last bit just was?
It was pretty good.
Fucking awesome that was.
And I'm the only one that was just like, later.
What I forgot to say this earlier. When you were talking about the height of the walls, I was like, this would be a great time to have a jetpack.
Yeah.
Alas.
I still need to get mine.
Yeah. We gotta make a trip to Mandalore at some point.
Okay.
After this bounty, let's go.
Or find another cell somewhere.
So as you guys are sort of running up the gangway, I would say whichever one of you is the last of you, it doesn't matter. You guys would notice in the distance a single ship raising out of the forest and taking off.
And that's our target.
Could Hick
I will
notice
sh-
that since he was already in the pilot's seat anyways?
Yeah, I think that makes perfect sense. Let me give you guys a quick look of what it looks like.
Just here, real quick. Meat bag. The other meat bag is getting away.
Both of them. Ooh, oh
Ooh,
shit, that's
a
an
cloak
actual-
ship.
That looks like a starfighter.
Yeah, it says fighter.
So you see
Oh,
this,
yeah,
God.
cloak
damn.
shape.
So this would actually be a kind of an interesting role for Hick. So Hick, you notice as you're waiting for them from the cockpit this lone ship, and I say lone ship like all the Imperial ships have landed. Nothing else is in the sky. Being an agri world, you don't even see local hover ships or cars or anything like that. No sort of vehicles are in the sky. You just see this lone fighter raise up and take off. And I would say that since we still have plenty of time, why don't we have Hick, let's see if you can recognize the ship, and that will help me give you a little bit of info here.
So what am I
So,
rolling?
Perception.
Let's see. Well, see there. So in this system, there are knowledge skills, and there's other stuff like mechanics. I would
Yeah.
say that it's kind of at your discretion. So this could be an education roll, it could be a mechanics roll, it could be perception. I would just say pick whichever one is highest for you. Looks like mechanics.
Mechanics, yeah.
So
Alright, I'll
just-
roll mechanics.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a dark side point. So upgrade the difficulty, please.
Kaboom. Alright.
We're gonna
Let's
need.
roll.
we're- That's okay. We're gonna need those light side points when we hit that fucking fleet.
Oh,
Let's roll!
I have a rank 2 in mechanics. I just remembered that.
Woohoo! 3 successes.
Nice.
So, as it says, this is a cloak-shaped fighter. Now, as a mechanic, you would recognize that this is a one-man ship. However, you'd also know, as a mechanic, that it's a highly moddable ship.
Ooh.
So it's possible that someone modified the cargo bay or another, compartment
To be a stowaway.
Right. So, again, with all the successes, I would say that you would be able to tell from your earlier scan that this is the ship that you scanned earlier, and there's probably 2 people on it.
Alright. Meat bag. The other meat bag's escaping.
Well, good
But he's
thing we're heading
escaped.
onto the ship.
It is also my duty programming to inform you that this ship is easily modifiable. He is probably hidden away somewhere, perhaps in a cargo bay or secret door.
Well, then I guess we'd better get after that ship.
Yep. It's a good thing.
On the
Wait,
ship, meat bags.
How fast can this thing go?
I mean, it's a freighter. I'm assuming it's not probably that fast.
But didn't we have like a boss engine check a while ago, and isn't this thing running at like 110%?
Well, he definitely knew that it was able to take off. So we should be good to go after him.
Let me
Yep.
see.
I
Yeah,
guess-
guys, in the character list, you should see the ship. I don't see its hyperspace rating, though, but I believe it's a 3. Let me check.
That being the support? No.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
I'm saying I'm wondering how fast.
Oh, right.
But I was also looking at the design or at the biography to see what kind of hyperdrive it has. It doesn't say.
Yeah, give me
I was
1
muted.
sec.
I'm gonna step away for a minute, guys. I need y'all do what y'all gotta do. I will be right back though.
All right.
Cool.
And I am going to go pee. So I will be right back as well.
You're flying the ship.
Well, now that we're back on the ship, I'm going to get him out of my pilot seat and get back in it.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
I guess I will attempt to man the gun.
Oh, God, it's a handling -2. Ooh. Silhouette 4, speed 3. And we have one light laser cannon on it.
which I am going to mount. I think. Wait, where is it? The single. It's a turret. Yeah. So turret-mounted twin light laser cannon,
Yeah.
which is the one I will go ahead and man that.
And if I remember correctly from the little map of it, the gunnery station should be up in the cockpit too.
I am back.
And it is a Class 2 hyperdrive.
Ooh.
Cool. So where do we see this info at?
I'm getting that from the book. It's not actually on the sheet, but you guys can see most of the info. It should be in the same. So, Matt, did you actually?
Oh, I see it. Yep, I see
yeah,
it. Yeah,
it's in the Seekers of the Outer Rim character list. So yeah.
Ooh, -2 handling. Jeez.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's a big.
I mean, it's a
ship,
freighter. I'm a
So,
cargo
yeah.
pilot most of the time.
Yeah, we should have the pilot fly the ship. Just because I have one in pilot does not mean I should fly the ship.
Yes.
All right, I'll take
All right.
over piloting. You already did the pre-flight system check, right?
All systems are clear and running optimal.
All right, then
And-
as soon as everyone's on, close that plank and we'll get out of here.
Affirmative, meat
Pretty
bag.
sure we're all on already.
Yeah. So you guys are
Hit the
good.
button.
You all board the ship and take off. And let me see if my animated scene will load for you.
I'm just assuming that
sweet.
Zell was a little behind us because he tripped flat on his face.
There we go.
Oh hell yeah!
I like this. This is great.
Fuck
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
dude. That's awesome. Well,
And
now-
I wish
yeah.
I wish I could have had the opener work that well for me earlier. But yeah, so you guys are basically out of the atmosphere in space. You come
Ready?
up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll let you play. You're definitely off the ground. There's no local pursuit. Like no one on the ground takes off or anything.
So we're just chasing after this guy.
Yeah. So at this point, you would see that ship is in space, and for whatever reason, it's sort of currently going unnoticed by the fleet.
All right.
That may or may not change.
It's definitely got a smaller profile than ours does. This massive.
I would hope so,
freighter.
considering that it is a cloak ship.
Yeah.
All right.
Does it have a hyperdrive?
So this is how I want to put it to you guys. So you guys, while you caused a bit of a ruckus, that officer may or may not have calmed up to the fleet. You guys are not necessarily Imperial targets. So how do you want to do this? Do you want to sort of track them until they go to hyperspace? Try to track their exit? Do you want to try to intercept the ship before it exits this sector, or what?
Well, I'm assuming that it's probably better for bounty reasons to not blow up a ship that they're on. So we should probably just follow them to
try
their
to be to
next
find his
destination.
hyperspace vector and then follow it accordingly.
Yeah, so we should probably just, follow them in the direction they're going and see if we can pick them up on the next planet.
All right. So who's flying right now?
I am the pilot.
All right. So let's get the pilot to fly casual.
Woohoo.
So
I don't know.
I assume
Fly
you want.
casually.
Yeah, I assume you want to avoid you want to avoid detection by the Imperial fleet if possible.
Hopefully we don't get noticed by these people in orbit.
I second that opinion.
Fly without being noticed, but don't look like you're trying not to be noticed.
I mean,
fly casually.
I have the talents full throttle, let's ride, and 2 skilled jockeys.
What do those do? Let me see here. So,
So
I believe
guess
skilled
we
jockey
should-
both remove
I see. Yeah.
advantage or disadvantage die. or
So
whatever it is.
I'll put it to you like this. How about you can make a regular piloting space check at 2 purple to kind of fly casual. If you'd like, you can make it a difficult check. So add a purple to go along with your talent to kind of get out of there quicker. So if you want to expedite this, you can make it a more difficult check. But I'll leave it up to you.
Well, What's your bounty? What do you want? Follow him a little faster, or just mosey our way on out?
We need to be able to scan with vector he's going. We can figure out what direction he's flying in.
All right, I'll try to push it a little.
As far as he knows, he isn't being pursued, so he's not going to try a jump-to-jump escape. He's going to go straight to wherever he's going.
All right, I'll try to get us in closer just a little faster so we can get his trajectory down then.
So I will take the slightly more difficult.
All right, so piloting space versus 3 purple. And you can, I will remind you, spend a light side point, since you guys have 4, if you'd like to upgrade your ability.
Yes. We cannot
Yeah, I'll
lose
go
this
ahead and toss
motherfucker.
one in there.
All right.
And that's just adding 1 to the blue, right?
You just click the box that says upgrade ability in the top left.
Ew.
And it'll add
Upgrade
the appropriate
ability.
die.
Got it. Okay. Now I have 2 proficiency versus 2 difficulty.
I would like to remind everyone that when I did that roll toss for that stormtrooper, I forgot to upgrade the ability and just rolled. And I
I still smashed him, yeah.
That was awesome. That's
Yeah,
even
we wasted
better.
a light side point on that too.
No, we didn't. I forgot to use it.
Oh,
I said I was going to use it, but I never factored in the roll. I just put in my skill rolls and then rolled.
oh yeah, I see that. We still have the advantage. That's funny.
It was pretty good.
That's
Uh,
funny.
All right. Well, I'm gonna roll. Got it.
All right, cool. Uh-oh, we got a threat.
So, yeah, well, your check is successful, which means that your attempt to kind of close on him is successful. So you bring the Terrapin up onto, like, I would say just out of their like local sensor range, and so you can get a good vector bearing on him.
All right.
If you have an idea for the extra success, I'm open to anything. I'd say that the threat is probably something that you guys don't know about right now. That I
That
will
makes enough
have
sense.
that I will use
boy.
against you later.
Oh shit!
Cool.
Here we go, boys. This is where the DM gets his jollies.
Oh boy! Let's do it.
All right. So the one success was that we got within the range, but outside of his local cistern range.
Yeah.
So we would have to scan his what's it called? His hyperspace vector. So that would be like a computer's check, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and you'll forgive me. You guys might actually know this better. Especially, I was actually going to say, Neffy, it's kind of funny. If we get technical difficulties again, I'm just going to have you riff with Star Wars lore.
I also took the skill astrogation while I was creating the character, so can we just like factor that into the success and make that so that factoring his vector in successfully is the other success?
Yeah, what I was going to ask, I was sort of segueing and complimenting Neffy's knowledge there, was just a sort of a segue into, like, I'm not exactly sure how like calculating a vector works. Like, do you have to wait for them to jump first, or can you tell based on their nav computer?
I'm pretty sure the way it works. Hold on, I'd have to look it up. 1 second.
The best way how
the
it's
way it works
determined.
is so when you're making the calculation for hyperspace, it has to go towards a specific lane. So I think the way you vector it, you have to check where they're going in, and it tells you what lane they're going to go in.
Yes and no. The way they calculate hyperspace jumps and how you can actually determine exactly where they're going is before they actually make the jump. While they're in hyperspace, you actually can't tell exactly where they're going to go, so it's basically just a variable of what planet is closest, what lane is closest, what their general trajectory was. So all that has to be determined before they jump.
Which
if
is
they
why
jump before you
I wanted to get in
before you
closer.
can scan them or anything, if they jump and you're not in range, you'll never find them.
Yeah.
Except for ghosting off of like a general direction they shot off in.
Or unless you have like a beacon on board, and then you have that, you can always
you can
track the beacon.
yeah.
But
Well, we definitely don't have a beacon on the guy.
So I guess my follow-up question would be, like, is it? I've always given it to players that you can, if you're successful enough, you kind of know where they're going. But with a hyper lane, there's planets that aren't necessarily on a hyper lane. So I just want to know, kind of, I've always given players the benefit of the doubt and given them as much info as I can. but I also, want to be true to the universe. So let's just say that you get close enough. You're kind of trailing. They don't see you, and after a few seconds, you see their engines power up and they, zip into hyperspace. So, and their ship.
Did we not get the thing?
And what's that?
Did we not get a chance to scan them?
No, you did. So what I'm going to say is, as they make the jump, we're going to combine your final roll here. So usually, if you want to navigate to another planet, you make an astrogation check. This can expedite your travel, can make you get somewhere faster, can make you get somewhere safer. But if you fail, it can also cause things like coming out of hyperspace in, inside of an object. So,
oh God,
depending on how bad things go. So we're going to combine the two. So this astrogation check is going to be both tracking the ship and sort of making sure that your nav computer calculations are input correctly.
All right.
Okay.
So, again, I will kind of yield to you guys if you want to use another light side point first, just because only one of us can do it at a time. So this will be an astrogation check at a difficulty of 2 purple.
I think we're good because I got 2 green and a yellow on top of those 2 purple.
Yeah, I think you should be.
Famous last words.
Yeah, right. Watch me completely screw it. We're gonna roll.
I believe in you.
Hey.
Ah, very good.
Hey!
Oh my God.
So,
We good?
1 second. It's a little tough for me with this push to talk key. 1 second. So you guys are over here.
So do we know what direction he went off into?
Absolutely. So, you know that he didn't take the primary hyperlane. He went off to this north hyperlane. I'll use the term north just so that we all understand. Basically, he didn't use the big red line. He used one of the smaller white lines to go sort of on one of the lesser hyperlanes. So specifically, it looks like the hyperlane.
How was that noise? Oh, okay. You okay?
Real life stuff.
I thought you were asking me. I was I'm like, I got my headphones on. Is something happened in my house? Like someone broke in? I can't hear them.
Did I just hear a bang?
It was my kid. She ran.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. I got it now.
I forgot my mic wasn't muted because usually I mute my mic.
So I would say that with 2 successes and advantage, you know that they're headed on the hyperlane to Naboo. But the advantage, I think, is that you get a little bit more information, and you can tell that they're not headed for Naboo. That's just the direction that they're going. It seems like
we end up on Tatooine, I'm gonna be so upset. Wait, holy shit, we're about to hit Rhodia. Never mind.
So between the success on the piloting check and the astrogation and everything, and the mechanics check from Hick, I think that all of you kind of, or the 2 of you working together, Zoorn and Hick, kind of extrapolate that it seems like they are going to a planet called Arbra.
All right.
Oh.
So now we have a location.
Because you notice if you go north a little more, you hit Tatooine. I swear to God, every single one of these campaigns I go through starts on fucking Tatooine. I was gonna be so mad if we ended up there.
I make it a very specific point not to start my campaigns on Tatooine.
Sand.
That's what everyone does.
Sand.
Yeah.
It's coarse,
irritating. It's in every single story.
I mean,
Yeah,
episode
right.
7, they didn't use Tatooine. They just made up another planet that was just like
Fucking Jakku.
Jakku.
Okay, so with that in mind, I'll just put it this way. So because I don't like to kind of railroad you guys into anything. So obviously your bounty seems to be headed for the planet of Arbra and the Outer Rim, which of course plays into our title quite nicely. So basically, I want to put it to you guys. Are you going to go directly there and follow? Do you want to go somewhere else first? Is there anything else that you'd like to do before going there? Just so I can kind of plan between adventures what we're going to do.
As
I'm
the pilot,
broken. I need this bounty.
I assume that we should just kind of go to where we're assuming they're going to end up, and then as soon as we get there, scan to see if we can find them in the system.
Yeah, we can't lose the trail.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and once somebody's done like 2 hyper jumps away from you, it's kind of impossible.
Yeah.
So with this in mind, you guys, immediately, make your calculations. You punch them in correctly and everything, and I will give I didn't give you guys one last time, but I'll just say volume warning. I have another animation, and this will be the sort of the end of the actual adventure. So you guys make the calculations, set your course for Arbra, and head and jump to hyperspace.
Hells yeah. And away we go!
God damn it! Just this guy.
Yeah, just like every time we go off, just a.
Yep. So that is all the content I have for you guys tonight.
All right.
If you guys would like, if you have time, we can stick around and I can calculate experience and kind of assign that so you guys can think about that.
Yeah,
All
sure.
right, sounds good.
I'm down.
Do we just put that into Og, dude, or
Yeah, so
do we
in
just write it down and then add later?
no, you can do it in Og, dude. I always say that it's safe practice to take just make a note of what you're upgrading in case something goes wrong.
All right.
But
Let me
definitely
go grab a pen and paper.
So, to recap, I got a haircut, I shot a fence.
I
I
flew the
read
chip.
some shitty magazines and masterminded a Nerf
I think-
stampede.
I
and
think
ran
the one
like
that
hell.
I'm pretty sure Zell did the most work out of all of us here.
Zeltor got a pedicure, yeeted a dude.
Well, I mean,
ruined
it's
his
kind of my
pedicure.
job. I mean, I'm the muscle.
You are.
I
Can
scan
anyone-
things.
Can anyone just fucking marvel at what a dope shot that was?
That was,
That was
nice.
pretty good.
It was a good shot.
I'm just curious, why is that Imperial interested in the bounty that they already have out, that they have bounty hunters after?
Ooh.
Is that where you got your
That's a
bounty
good
Maybe
from?
question.
that has to go in with the disadvantage that we or the threat that we don't know of yet.
I guess. I mean, fucking, they gave me the damn puck.
well, it might have something to do with the dude that's with him.
Oh, that's fair.
Ah.
I hadn't even thought about that because he is with a human, and
Right.
we were not thinking he was with a human.
Oh
Originally.
The
yeah.
mystery, the intrigue. Ooh, woo.
Ooh.
Oh God.
Just so I give you guys a little background, because I didn't have any real background for my character yet, and I just from how we're playing the game and how everything's going. So I will let you guys know that this particular Deshad is an X one of the 12,
Ooh.
which is why he knows about the one of the 12, obviously. And the reason why he's in exile is because he was betrayed by the person that took his spot, left for dead, and he's now on a kind of like not more of a revenge, as more as a I want to kill you and then get my name back because he basically stole it.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
like that.
That's awesome, actually. That's really cool. And then meanwhile,
explains
Neffy
why
and I
you
are
were
just
so-
trying
That
to.
explains why you were so ready to get in the face of that stormtrooper.
So I don't
Do
care.
you know who the fuck I am? No, sir.
You have any idea who I am?
Do you know who I am?
Well, I guess since we're hashing out backstories here, I'll go over mine. Mine was he was a foundling who was raised by a tribe on Onderon. And then his village was bombed during a separatist attack because, if any of you watched the Clone Wars, Onderon was like,
One of the first ones.
They got pretty messed up.
that's where Saw Gerrera's from.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's a big Clone Wars battlefield.
Yep.
And so that's
Oh.
where all my people basically died there, and that's how I became a bounty hunter.
Oh, and a little bit of a epilogue that's not really part of my story, but part of the planet. I kind of tied this into the Mahali's history. Basically, this was after the bombing of their palace and the killing of their leaders. The Empire came to take over. So this was essentially the Empire's landing to take over the planet. So they didn't just land to track this bounty. It just so happened that your bounty was in the same village or nearby, and this officer was part of the armada that showed up to sort of occupy this planet as part of the Empire's expansion.
Yeah, it's funny. You said you put in the intro, and then you said like there might be possible spoilers, and I was like, well, I saw the planet name, and then I was like, okay, let me learn a little bit about the planet, and then I saw the year tag, and I was like, I was looking through the wiki. I'm like, okay, let's just learn a little bit about the planet since I'm there, and I'd be like, and I saw like in 17 BBY, and I'm like, oh shit, story. Oh no. So it was like I just in 17 BBY, and I saw like bombs dropped, and I was like, oh no, we're leaving, we're done, no more spoilers.
No spoiling this for us.
Yeah, no, I didn't look anything into that. I left it alone because I wanted to be surprised.
Oh, and
I
then,
had a lot of fun. I threw a guy and yelled at
Yeah.
him.
and then
I yelled
backstory
at
for
him.
me.
Yeah.
In my
And I got-
rage that he refused to acknowledge my power, I threw him through a wall. Essentially.
I did property
You threw
damage,
him
and I
at
got my
his
hurt hit.
friend.
Threw it. Yeah, and I threw them both through a wall.
Yeah, well, through a fence.
The fence.
Yeah,
Well, through a fence, not over it. Through it.
yeah, through it,
It's
which
fun.
broke
I'm
it
gonna have
and
fun.
scared all the nerfs, giving us a distraction.
I'm gonna have fun tomorrow editing this one.
Yeah, this is gonna be good. But then, backstory for my guy. I'm a foundling, but my guy wasn't found through like a world-breaking situation or whatever. I was essentially kidnapped and was going to be sold into slavery, but the guy that was essentially trading my family was a bounty for a wandering nomadic group of Mandalorians. And when they got to us, I was the last person on the ship, so they grabbed me. And then we found out later that my family was dead, so they just raised me as one of their own. They were the ones who kept their helmets on at all time. They trained me to be a pilot. And when I got to my own age, they kind of sent me off on my own, and I found the Terrapin and eventually found this old assassin droid and programmed him
Hello.
to be an engineer.
So I guess as far as you did like cargo runs in like the old Republic. I would
Pretty
say,
much.
right?
I was like the
Yeah.
guy who, in like black market shady dealings, people would get me to kind of not quite smuggle stuff, but I would like transport bounty and hunters and their stuff around, which is kind of how we met. Is
Yeah,
we're
which is what you're doing
Mandalorians,
now.
but I'm also, transportation. Just why I'm in a freighter.
Very nice.
You would assume that seeing as how I'm a black market freighter, I would have more weapons or something on, but well.
Designated driver.
So I think that's all I have for you guys. I just want to say thank you a lot for playing, guys. Like, this game for me is, I just love teaching it. I love playing it. I love running it. I love the universe, and I love the sort of creative license that it gives to players. So really appreciate you guys playing, and I really hope you had fun.
Well, I appreciate
yeah, I
you
had
for
a
running
blast.
and letting us
This is
get
great.
away with
Yeah,
some
thank
of
you.
this.
a goddamn
Blast.
blast.
This is
Thank you
great.
for being our GM. You have no idea how hard it was to find one.
Yeah, facts.
I
you might
pitched
be
to
in
these
for
guys,
some
and I'm like, okay,
chaos
cool.
with
We're
this
ready to
group.
play the game. We just got to find someone who will run it. And yeah, we thank you so much. And this has been so helpful.
We have some crazy hectic ideas in this group, so it ought to be fun.